First deck, Team GX deck, is here on Pokemon TCG Center, and it is Pikachu and Zekrom GX.
Visit CCGcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And finally, we are here with the deck analysis and the gameplay for Pikachu and Zekrom GX tag team. So 240 HP beast with tag team rule, which says that when your tag team Pokemon is knocked out, your opponent takes 3 prize cards, which is just insane. I mean, really it is. It has minus 20 resistance to metals, weakness obviously to fightings, full blitz attack for 150. You can search your deck for up to 3 lighting energy cards, attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. And if you use full blitz, you can add 3 energies to Pikachu and Zekrom, and then turn after you can use your Tag Ball GX and win the game simply with that attack, because you can then strike for 200 and 170 to one of your opponent benched Pokemon. So versus GX decks, this is going to be probably the strongest and the best card available in the format. With the full blitz, you can just add, for example, Choice Band and a couple electro powers to one-hit something, then add 3 energies to Tag Bolt, and then next turn take 4 prize cards versus 2 GXs in play. As simple as it is. So in order to power up that Pikachu and Zekrom, you really need to have some additional backup support. I decided to play this deck with Raikou as support and Tapu Koko. Potentially it has a lot of good options available, plus you also have a non-GX attacking Pokemon that can simply hit for a lot of damage with just a single energy card, plus it can also accelerate energy from your discard pile to your Pokemon in play, which is a good thing. And with help of a couple electro powers, the damage can be increased, as well as with the Choice Band. In order to get energies in discard pile, we're going to use Freezed, Squeezed, Shackle, which is a good way to get energies in the discard pile, but also Acrobikes can allow us to do that as well, and it can also help us to go quickly through our deck. There's also one Blitzy and Zebstrika with a Sprint available, just in case if we don't have Shackle, we can have backup draw option and also backup option to throw our energies in the discard pile. With 3 copies of Raikou, we also have 1 Tapu Koko with Dance of Ancients, which is a good thing, because once during your turn, if this Tapu Koko is on your bench, you can just use it, put it in the Law Zone, and if you do that, you can select 2 of your benched Pokemon that add 1 energy from your discard pile to one of your each benched Pokemon. What else we have here? We have Tapu Koko GX with the Sky High Close and Tapu Thunder GX. This is a tech mainly for the mirror match, where you can simply surprise your opponent with Tapu Thunder GX and not allow him to take, you know, simply 4 prize card knockout. So that's the good way to beat Tag Team Zekrom on your opponent's side of the field. And I decided to go with 2 Zeraoras for that Tenderous Club Zone ability, which will allow me to have free retreat, 1 of each Marshal of Let Loose and Tapu Lele. So from the item cards, we have 3 copies of Acrobike, 2 Electro Chargers, so we can recover those Electro Powers from our discard pile, a playset of Electro Powers, 2 copies of Nest, and 4 copies of Ultra Ball for the setup, featuring 1 Field Blower and 2 copies of Rescue Stretcher for Pokemon Recycle, and only 1 Stadium, which will be Thunder Mountain, so the Lighting Pokemons, both my and opponents, will cost 1 lighting energy less, meaning that you can even use your full blitz for 2 energy cards, which is just pure madness. Draw support, 4 copies of Cynthia, 2 copies of Lily, and then 2 copies of Erika's Hospitality, which says that you can play this card only if you have 4 or fewer other cards in your hand. Draw a card for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play. Not bad card at all, especially for the late game, better than Lily. In early stage of the game is just bad, because especially if you start with it, he won't be able to do nothing. 3 copies of Guzma, 2 copies of Volkner, which can allow us to go for that Electro Power energy attachment, 3 Choice Bands, and 11 regular lighting energies. And trust me, this deck works very good. It's a decent deck, probably tier 1 deck in a current format, you should definitely consider checking it out and maybe testing it and building, and maybe even consider investing your money in it, because it definitely worth every penny. So moving on to the game test, stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe and follow me on the Twitch, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. All links can be found in the video description, and also if you're looking for any of these cards, you should check ccgcastle.com. Link is also available in the video description. Alright, so we are ready to go. So basically this is a Raikou tag team deck. I'm also looking forward maybe to play just a pure version of tag team without Raikou, but Raikou is a simply good, strong backup attacking unit that can simply, you know, hit for 30 and also accelerate energy from discard pile. So I think it is actually a good fit for this deck. So unfortunately I started with my Shackle. Worst possible thing that could happen to me is to start with my Shackle. Even top a little Marshadow is better. But I'm not gonna cry. Alright, so Nazball for Raikou. I'm going to attach one energy to him. And since I have Electro Power, this will be a knockout turn 1 versus his routes. I should not definitely let my opponent to evolve his routes into Gardevoir. So if I can do that, I'm definitely do it. So there we go. Turn 1, first prize card and knockouting the game. Turn 2, I can start to use my Cynthia and set up bench properly. So he's playing his Professor's Elm Lecture there, which means that he can simply bring extra Pokemons in play. That is the case right here, and there we go with the Beacon, which might allow him to go for Gardevoir and Swampert. That's actually all he really needs and all he really wants. But again, maybe he decides to grab himself a copy of Ninetales as well, which I definitely don't recommend. He actually decided to do that. Alright, maybe that's not a good idea. I'm thinking about benching for now this Blitzy on the bench and using this Electrocharger so I can maybe recover that Electro Power. Okay, and after that Cynthia. Perfect, there is another one. There is another one. Yeah, energy needs to be attached somewhere, unfortunately, and I'm going to attach it onto my Zeraora in this case. And I'm hitting for another knockout there, so I'm down to 4 prize cards. I still don't have my Tag Team Zekrom available on the bench, but sooner or later I'm gonna have it. Good thing is that I also have my Tapu Koko GX available, so even technically if my opponent pumps his Gardevoir with tons of energies, I can simply use that Tapu Thunder GX and surprise him with a knockout. More than that, for next turn I have Lily available, so looking forward to play my Lily. Drop some resources, finally get some energies in Tag Team in play. Oh, so bad for my opponent once again. It is definitely time for my Tag Team. And if I can find Ultra Ball, I can grab myself a copy of Walkner maybe for the following turn. Sounds like a good idea. And those Electro Powers unfortunately are just destroying my opponent at this moment. So I can just take another knockout. So I took 3 knockouts with Raikou, which is insane. And game didn't even start yet for my opponent. For the following turn, we're gonna have this Ultra Ball for Zebstrika, another Raikou available to power up those energies onto that Pikachu and Zekrom tag team. 2 rare candies means probably Solgaleo and another Swampert in play for my opponent. And there is also Gardevoir GX, so it actually took him 3 turns for the setup. Proper setup cost him a lot, and I think he's in a very bad position after this one. But for me, definitely Red Alert should be this Gardevoir GX. So my main focus will be getting this Zeraora with Plasma Feast somehow for the knockout with Choice Band and 2 Electro Powers, so I can simply win the game without using my tag team, Pikachu and Zekrom GX. Probably the best looking card ever printed in my opinion. This Pikachu is so badass, no doubt about that. Alright, so let's see what's gonna be the top deck. Acrobike, perfect. For Lighting Energy, yes, I can use it. I can use it. Ready for my Electro Power play. Ready for my Ultra Ball play. For Zebstrika, so I still have Choice Band as well. Okay. I highly suggest not to play anything but just the energy onto my Zeraora, but still I need also a Stadium card. I didn't see if I have Stadium card available. I have. It is not easy for me to get all of these resources, so I can try to risk with the sprint and see what's gonna happen. Well, theoretically we have Choice Band. Ooh, I could knock him out with my Tapu Koko if I just decided to attach Choice Band to him. That would be 210 and I would just need Electro Power with the Volkner. And also Energy card, which I would have. So that was a tiny mistake. Which... 150 and 60 is 210. Damn it, boys. We're not gonna get that knockout this turn just because of my tiny mistake. Okay, never mind. Let's go with small steps. Booming Thunder for 60. I could have knocked him out, but I didn't. But I did have all of the resources available with that Volkner play and the Rescue Stretcher, Tapu Koko, and Choice Band. I just didn't watch it on my Tapu Koko, Tapu Thunder. I mean, that would be 150. I already used Electro Power 180, Choice Band 210, and Volkner for energy, and another Electro Power would be 240. And that would be a one-hit knockout versus Gardevoir GX, and I would go down to 1 price. It doesn't matter still because next turn is where the thing's going with my full blitz. I'm actually ready for the knockout versus his Gardevoir GX. I just need 1 energy and Electric Power, and I'm hitting for 180, and he already have 60, so that should be a 240 in total. He might get himself some sort of max potion play, which could buy him like an extra turn. Which means that I'm probably gonna need... yeah, neither Electric Power would help me in that case. I could go for 220 in that case. So there's a Guzma. And he actually rather decided to maybe knock my Zebstrika out. Or maybe just to use Turbo Strike. A Turbo Strike won't knock my Zebstrika out because it has -20 resistance, which is a bad thing. Bad thing for my opponent, good thing for me, right? I mean, even my turn before, I could just use Ultra Ball and see if I have Marshadow, taking the risk with another Electro Power play, Rescue Stretcher for Tapu Koko, searching the extra Choice Bin for the knockout versus this Guardi, but I decided not to do it. And since we have this Rescue Stretcher play, I think I can simply play Guzma onto his Gardevoir and knock him out. But I just want to use my tag team Zekrom so bad. There's like 5 more energy cards left. And I can play Ultra Ball just to discard some of the cards that I'm not gonna need with my Zubstrika. I'm using my Rescue Stretcher for my Tapu Lele, so I can get myself nothing less but Guzma play. I really want to target that Gardevoir on the bench. I'm just gonna need energy card. So far I don't have energy card, but I still have Sprint to use. So you see right now why Sprint is so important. And there's the energy card. Alright. So I might use that retreat for free, and also full blitz. And right now I can add simply 3 energy cards to my Pikachu and Zekrom, which means that I'm gonna have 6 energies, meaning that I can use my Tag Ball GX for 200 and 170 to one of my opponent benched Pokemons, which is just insane. And there's nothing on my opponent bench that can simply knock my tag team, because it's not Ultra Beast. And unfortunately for my opponent, that was a GG. I mean, in early stage of the game, definitely MVP was Raikou, because it took 3 prize cards, very important 3 prize cards, and it didn't allow my opponent setup, so that's a GG. And we are back with the game number 2, so I just want that coin flip, meaning that I'm gonna start first. Unfortunately, without basic Pokemon. So that's 1 extra card for my opponent. 1 less card for me. Okay, starting with the Zeraora. It's not Raikou, but it's Zeraora, so it's a little bit better than Tapu Lele or Marshadow or even Shuckle. And the Lost March is on the other side of the field, meaning only one thing: we're gonna need this Raikou so badly in this matchup. And we're not gonna need Choice Band, obviously. Do I have it? Nope, I don't. Okay. But I guess I can take my Tapu Koko, put him on the bench, and use my Cynthia turn 1. Still, I don't see Shuckle. Do I need energy this turn? No, I don't. Okay, that's cool so far. I mean, I have 2 of my energies in the discard pile, and I'm looking forward just to pass my turn. Oh, I should attach that Choice Band to any of my Pokemon in play, just because I'm playing against Lost March. High potential of being struck by Marshadow let loose. For me, the most important part here is to take the first prize card in the game, and later after that I can just try to prepare and set my strategy, maybe even building up that Zekrom for Tag Bolt, so I can take 2 prize cards in just a single turn, which would be amazing. Okay, I have Electro Power, so I have definitely Knockout available. More than that, there's also Dance of the Ancients. And I can add 1 of my energies to both of my Pokemons in play. I can play safe, literally meaning that I can grab myself Lighting Energy and something else in addition to it. And I'm thinking definitely about Lighting Energy and Nazball play. Maybe even Ultra Ball for Marshadow wouldn't be that bad. So let's go with Ultra Ball for Marshadow in that case. I have for Retreat, and that's a good important thing. I have Zeraora Tag Team Zekrom, and I just need some energies in my discard pile. So hoping to pull maybe even... oh, damn it. No energies. But at least it will be a knockout. I mean, I was hoping maybe for Shockhole, so I can throw some of the energies into my discard pile and then I can simply recycle them back. Alright, so first Skiplum in play means that there's also going to be first Jumpluff in play. Good thing is that Jumpluff is weak on the lighting, so just one copy of Electro Power and I can knock him out. Okay, so we might see... I would love to see a Marshadow play, no doubt about it, because as it looks right now, this Jumpluff will definitely knock me out, and after that... I will not have Attacker to knock my opponent Jumpluff out. And I'm not gonna even have Electro Power available. I mean, so far he have only 4 Pokemons in the Lost Zone. With extra Skiplum he can go up to 6. But the question still remains, does he have an extra Jumpluff? It looks like he don't. And that is just 80 damage. I guess I can use my Electro Charger to recycle back at least one Electro Power, have greater chance to pull one. Acrobike for Shockhole. Okay, that was the card I was looking for. Energy Attachment, Shockhole play for 3 energies. I don't need 3 energies in my discard pile. I just need one of them. So I can hit and attach. There we go. So right now Zekrom has 3 energies. And I need 3 more extra energies attached on my Pikachu Zekrom GX in order to use my Tag Ball GX. So that's gonna happen next turn, obviously. And we're probably gonna see right now Marshadow play. Oh, actually Zebstrika is even better, because he have Ditto. And even worst, he had Cynthia available. That's perfect. It all depends, can he pump up his Lost Zone up to 240 in order to one-hit knock on my Pikachu and Zekrom. If not, I can take 2 prize cards, which is important. But probably if I do that, I'm gonna lose the game because I'm not gonna have energy cards available. I mean, still I can just recover them with my Raikou back. But it is a very expensive attack, no doubt about it. So he just hit for 100. Meaning that it's a perfect time to use that Pikachu and Zekrom tag team. I don't even know why he didn't decide to add... to play his Sprint. I have no clue. But right now at least I have 6 energies attached onto my Pikachu and Zekrom, meaning that next turn I'm taking 100% 2 prize cards, only if my opponent won't surprise me somehow here by just throwing 12 more Pokemons, actually 6 more Pokemons in the Lost Zone, maybe 7 of them. He have huge potential to do that. His hand is tremendously huge. He also have this Striker for Sprint. He can still use Supporter card. So technically there is a good chance that he can just surprise me there with a knockout. So first he decided to play Cynthia. best looking card in format, that's for sure. Okay, so that's just a single retreat for Lost March, and he is hitting for 100, which means only one thing. I'm gonna use my Erika's Hospitality, and more than that, I will just put one of my other Raikous from discard pile onto my hand and then onto my bench. And this means that I'm gonna use my Tag Ball GX, which means that I'm gonna knock also his Skiplum, so he cannot add another Jumpluff in play, neither two more Pokemons in the Law Zone for extra damage. But the problem for me is simply the fact that if he managed right now to knock my Zekrom and Pikachu tag team, he's taking triple price card. And then just Zeraora needs to be knocked out in order for the game. So there we go with the Ultra Ball. So what he can take with the Ultra Ball, Marshadow. Oh yeah, right now I have way too many cards in my hand. I'm just gonna need one Electro Power and the game might be over after that, because he won't have free retreat Pokemon on the bench without Skiplum in play. And there's the Electro Power, Ultra Ball and Volkner. But so unlucky for my opponent, he have only 5 Pokemons in the Law Zone. There's a Brock's Grit, so he can recover some of the Lost March Pokemons from his discard pile into the deck, as well as Energy card. And there we go with the Net Ball, so he can set another copy of Hoppip. The good thing is that he already played his Energy, and there we go with the Lost Blender, so that should be enough for the knockout. And he also has Sprint. 3, 5, 6, 7. That's 140 exactly for the knockout. And even Mountain Pass can do more. And another Let Loose. Alright, so he's just trying to get as many Pokemons on the bench available, maybe even an extra Naru. Still I have Electro Power, so I will have enough for the knockout. There's the Naru play. And there's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Pokemons in his Law Zone, so that's like 160. So he just needs Skiplum, Energy, and Guzma for the win, which he can definitely get because he have a lot of cards available in his hand. So I have Electro Power as well, and I'm thinking about just probably going on with my Cynthia in this case. Nothing stops me here. I don't need anything. I have enough for the knockout. I guess I need Energy, which I couldn't get, but I can recycle it. Just trying to burn as many cards as I can, so I can have a greater chance to pull something that I'm gonna probably need. So Booming Thunder for the knockout, 180 because of the weakness, Energy for my Raikou number 2, in case I'm gonna be knocked out. So I'm down to 1 prize, and my opponent is down to 2, meaning that he only needs Guzma, Skiplum Energy play, and there's a high potential that he will be able to get both of these cards for the win. There's a Skiplum, there's a Pokemon Communication, so he can trade Jumpluff for something else, and then he can simply use Floor Pad to the Sky, where he can recover that Jumpluff, and only card right now he needs is Guzma, Double Course Energy, in order to knock my Zeraora GX from the bench. For the win, obviously. Lost March, definitely good versus heavily tag team decks, but he decided to attach Energy to Jumpluff. It doesn't matter still if he can find Guzma, he can simply retreat, play Guzma, and knock my Zeraora out. Which means that with the Sprint, he just needs Guzma instead of the Double Course Energy. And looks like he might not have it, so there's another Mountain Pass with Trumbic. And right now he have like 8, 9, 12 Pokemons in the Law Zone, which is 240. The question still remains, can he pull that Guzma for the win or not? Because if he miss it, And obviously game is over, so we're just gonna sit and wait a little bit and see what's gonna happen. There's a Naru. I mean, still he thinks that I might not be able to play my Electro Power next turn, and that's a Lost March. So one copy of Counter Catcher might not be bad in the Lost March, for example. That was very close. And I even pulled that Stadium card. And there we go with another Electro Power. And this is going to be Booming Thunder for 120 and for the game. So that is a GG. Worst possible scenario, if I didn't have Electro Power, I could play Thunder Mountain and maybe top Lily for Cynthia, trying to get extra energy for Electric Ball. But since I had it, I just knocked out my opponent and the game is over. So a lot of damage from both sides, 300 damage done with just a single attack. That Tag Ball GX definitely took the MVP because of the 2-price card taken versus those 1-price card attacking Pokemons in the Lost March. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Till then, have a nice day and goodbye.